Okay, guys, let's keep it quick today. We have Bitcoin forming a structure on the shorter term charts that is quite concerning, but it also gives us a little bit of hope at the same time. It will be breaking out within the next 3 days. Okay, so Bitcoin's going to move shortly. We're not going to have any more of this consolidating at this price region, going up, down, and no one really knows what's going on. No, it's going to move within 3 days, right? And probably sooner than that. So we have to look into it. What is going on here on Bitcoin? Well, in order to understand the short term, we need to look at the monthly chart, right? We need to look at the long term. Now, there's a very important level on the long term. I'm not speaking about it for no reason. I'm not here to waste your time, right? 61.1K, 61,100. That is where we saw the highest ever monthly candle close in the 2021 bull market. And we just closed there again in February, right? We closed right on top of that level, rejected on it. Now, right now we're hovering above it, but we have not confirmed a monthly candle close above that level. In fact, right now it's acting as support. And if we zoom into the 4-hourly chart, that very same level is actually the basis of a pretty scary, I guess you could say, structure for Bitcoin, right? What is that structure? It's actually an inverted cup and handle stick formation, right? So if we go ahead and do that, we can see there's the cup. You can extend it across like that. I'm just going to do it like this for the sake of clarity. There's the cup. It forms right at 61.1K. That's the neckline. So that's the big cup there. Now, what about the handle? Well, you could draw the handle in a couple of different ways. You could say it's actually a descending channel formation, which would be a regular handle. Usually speaking, in a pattern like this, the handle would be facing upwards. The handle would be for example, an ascending channel formation. I suppose you could draw it like that. That is a pretty clean handle there for the cup and handle. Alternatively, another way to draw cup and handle formations is to just draw another smaller semicircle right next to the bigger one. So that could be a handle as well. The point is, this is a valid, in my opinion, it's a valid inverted cup and handle formation. And the problem with inverted cup and handle formations is they're bearish structures. So if I flip this chart around, for example, you can see, well, that's a bullish structure right there, right? That's a bullish cup and handle formation. That's bullish. Cool. That means you break to the upside. Very nice. But the problem is, obviously, it's not a bullish one. The chart is flipped this way. It's a bearish structure, right? So when we break 61.1K, if we break 61.1K, this breakdown will be validated. Now, right now, I don't want to make you run for the hills or go crazy or anything. Right now, this structure is not validated because we have not seen the breakdown yet. Okay, structures like this are only validated at the breakdown. And so, entering loads of short positions right now is not really, in my opinion, the logical thing to do. You wait for a breakdown to do something like that. I'll tell you right now, I am not in short positions currently. I do not plan to be in short positions unless this structure very clearly breaks down. I'm not confident that a downwards trend will ensue unless this structure breaks down. But right now, what I'm looking at is a bearish structure. And we can't lie to ourselves, right? When we see a bearish structure in the charts, we have to be very cautious about the chart. So if this structure does break down, what we can do is go ahead and take a regular measured move target for a cup and handle formation, which is from the top of the cup to the neckline, and applying that to the breakout point, okay? And wherever that leads us to, that's the target for the structure. That target's right down here at 49K. As you guys know, 49K is a very important macro support level on Bitcoin. We'll draw a line there right now. That's 49K. Tested right here. It was the dead cat bounce resistance zone. Tested right here before breaking to the upside. 49K was a very major zone. Everyone knows about it, right? I don't need to zoom in and show you. 49K was a major zone. Now, look, let me just clarify here. I'm not saying that if we break down from this cup and handle formation, we'll go down to 49K. Because I think that actually is a little bit pessimistic. I don't think Bitcoin will go that low if it does break down. I think, as I said, that's a bit pessimistic considering the market environment. But the fact that it's a possibility is interesting. And the fact that it's a possibility is actually good news. And I'll tell you why. Because I've said over and over again on this YouTube channel, the lowest Bitcoin can go while remaining healthy is 49K. Have I not said that? I've said that over and over again for the last couple of weeks. I've said the lowest Bitcoin can go while remaining healthy is 49K. And the fact that we have a bearish cup and handle stick formation validating that 49K level, but also in the same breath saying, hey, look, that's the target. But in that being the target, it's suggesting we won't go lower than that. So this bearish formation, which is scary, shocking, whatever you want to call it, not to me, but to a lot of people, I suppose. To me, it's very normal, right? We have a massive run to the upside. Of course, you're going to see corrections, right? But seeing the fact that this formation, its most bearish predictive measurement, takes us to 49K and then suggests we go upwards from there. And we know for a fact that that will be a healthy zone to go to. It will be the last healthy zone. Yes, we'll be nail biting by then, but I think that's a good sign. I think that's reassuring. Even the most bearish target is still bullish on the macro scale. I think that's a good sign. But yeah, the fact of the matter is, I think a lot of people perhaps are missing this formation right now. They're not really understanding the severity of it. And by the way, no, if we break down from the neckline, that doesn't mean we need to go to 49k. There's many other support zones before then. We've got a macro support zone. We've got many macro support zones. We've got macro support zone at 58.5k. You can see a little blob in the volume profile right here. It's a bit distorted because we're on the Binance chart, but it still works. 58.5k, 53.5k is a gap in the volume profile, and then 49k. So we've got 58k, 53k, and then 49k. Any of those targets would be realistic targets. 49k is just the lowest one, which is predicted by the measured move. But let's just take a step back for a second. We haven't actually even seen the breakdown yet. Okay, so that breakdown needs to be validated. Now, I can speak about warning signs all day long, and I did that in yesterday's video. I'll do it again briefly. Right, there's a warning sign on the USDT.T chart. So this is the USDT dominance chart. Obviously, when it goes up, it means people are taking profits on their coins and putting it into USDT. When it goes down, it means people are deploying their USDT. This chart has just reached a major support zone. It's found forming a rounding bottom, meaning that it's likely to rise. And if it does rise, that means people will take profits on their coins and put it into USDT, which is synonymous with a market correcting. Okay, so that's a warning sign. We spoke about that yesterday. I'll speak about it again when it's more relevant, perhaps tomorrow. And then we have warning signs such as the weekly chart, right? Weekly candle closing in 2 days. The weekly candle is very clearly not looking too good because it's about to close below the highest weekly candle level of 2021. It's also not looking too good for another reason, and that's because it's actually hit on the weekly candle close. We actually hit the all-time high in 2021, rejected from that level on 2 separate candles, and now we're on the way back down, and we're on the way back down to bearish structure, right? We're on the way back down in a evening star candlestick formation as well as a spinning top formation. So that's another warning sign. So there's 2 fresh warning signs for you, right? USDT.D, and then the Bitcoin weekly chart. Obviously, Bitcoin monthly chart as well is still hanging on by a thread. It's looking okay though. But there are a couple of warning signs as well as this cup and handle formation. But as for the potential good news, okay, 4-hourly chart RSI is showing us that, look, there could be a breakout quite soon. And we also have some sort of kind of descending resistance line on the 4-hourly chart RSI as well to look at as well. So perhaps Bitcoin is just compressing against this support before we finally break to the upside. But the problem with that is that if we flip this chart around once again, we can see that compression against support could be just seen as an ascending triangle formation, which on the regular chart is seen as a descending triangle formation, which leads to a move to the downside. Overall, I think that you'd be lying if you said that Bitcoin is not. You'd be lying if you said Bitcoin's in a perfectly healthy short-term position right now, because it's simply not. But in the same breath, it hasn't broken down from that critical level yet. It still is on the support zone. There is a possibility that this 4-hourly chart RSI can break to the upside, leading Bitcoin to break this yellow line to the upside and ultimately invalidate the inverted cup and handle structure. Those are real possibilities. But as of right now, these are the things we need to be watching. I told you I'd give you a short update. I told you I wouldn't waste your time. I didn't waste your time. I'm ending it right there. That's all you need to know right now. Inverted cup and handle formation. It's a bearish formation. It's targeting pretty low targets for downside. Hasn't broken yet. If it does break, that's potentially bad news for Bitcoin, right? We'll enter a more extensive correction. Overall, on a macro scale, it's not going to be bad news, right? Because the lowest target's actually 49k. So here's the good news in this slightly bearish leaning video. Even the bad news is not bad news. That's the good news. Even the bad news on a macro scale is not actually bad news. Bitcoin's in a pretty good position here in that regard on a macro scale. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Check out the VIP group on Telegram for altcoin trading signals. If you want altcoin trading signals with a 78.52% win rate, you can find them on the VIP group. You can also check out the BitGet and BingX exchanges to trade cryptocurrency on, right? Buying, sell crypto, leverage trading. You can get yields on there, whatever you want, right? BingX is global non-KYC. BitGet is everywhere but the USA. So take your pick depending on your location. My referral links are down below for 15% trading fee discounts. And then finally, the Crypto Academy's Become a Trader 10-unit course will teach you everything you need to know about trading, right? Bull market sale is on right now. Take advantage of the bull market sale, right? Check out the links below. Thank you guys. Have a good day.